Hello everyone, how are you doing? This is Nusrat and I'm back with another episode of Monday with Nusrat where we talk about inspiring things. Now, the reason we are doing this is because Mondays have a really bad reputation, right? Most people are stressed on this day, they have to go out to work, and it's just after the weekends. The weekends are all about parties, and Mondays to Friday is all about work. And for this reason, many people feel a bad vibe on this day. So, what we are trying to do is to make not just Mondays better for everyone, but also to make all of our days along the week better for everyone. Okay. So, today's topic is going to be dealing with stressful times. For example, right now I was talking about Mondays being stressful, and it's not just Mondays. We can be stressed in almost any part of our lives. So right now, thankfully, many places are opening up, and people are going back to schools, to their work. And what this means is that after staying home for a long time, we are now suddenly bombarded with a lot of activities, right? We have a lot of work. It's going back to the same system again. While this is really good in a way, it can also be a little bit stressful with all the deadlines and traffic and people and meetings and assignments, right? So, today's topic is all about dealing with stressful times and what we want to achieve, not just during the week, but in all of our lives, is to thrive rather than strive. So, I'm going to tell you what that means in a matter of few moments. By the way, if you like my Monday motivation, make sure that you subscribe to me and also that you share it with your loved ones. Okay. So, right now, let's talk about the two different mindsets. Okay. Suppose let's take two people, A and B. Okay. Let's say B. Okay. Let's say B has the mindset of striving, while A has the mindset of thriving. Now, what is the difference between these two mindsets? The way how these two people think. So B, who is going to be in the mindset of striving, is going to feel like there is not enough. The results are not enough, the resources are not enough, the time is not enough, right? So what these people do is that they always hustle, hustle, hustle for money, for almost everything. And not just money, they also seem to try really really hard in relationships. It could be in terms of chasing their desired people. It could be in terms of trying to please everybody. And these are all great, but the problem is with the mindset, right? It's like they keep on trying too hard, working too long, and they still never feel enough. Also, for the people in, like, for the people who has B's mentality, which is striving mindset, it also feels like self-care is not even important, right? So what do they do? From morning to evening they work, and after that they go home and perhaps they work more, and they really neglect self-care a lot, right? They do not sleep well, they do not eat well, because they feel like they need to earn money, or they need to reach a certain height in their career, or they need to do something for people or for themselves. And for that reason, self-care in this mindset takes the back seat. But let's compare it with A's mentality. Okay, A is the person who, I'm not really categorizing A and B with like levels, like which is better and which is not. Definitely thriving is better, but instead of using names, I'm just using the letters A and B. Okay, so A is of thriving mentality, and A always feels like, always feels happy, always feels like there is more than enough, there is more than enough air, there is more than enough water, there is a lot of everything. And also they have an abundant mentality, right? They are always thriving. It doesn't matter what work they do, they always feel happy, even if it's small, even if the result is small, they feel happy, they feel satisfied, they feel motivated. And also, instead of the mentality of overworking, or that work success is hard, finding or being able to earn money is hard, what A's mentality is of working effortlessly because they are in alignment, right? So when you feel aligned, you actually know what action steps you need to take, and you also need to know how much effort you need to give, rather than, okay, sorry, the effortless spelling is wrong here, but okay, never mind, you get the point. So rather than working and hustling all day and all night, they actually work in the appropriate hours, and they understand that self-care is very important, because the body, the mind, the emotion, all of it needs to be happy. And if emotionally, physically, and mentally a person is not thriving, then that is also reflected in different areas of their lives, right? For example, if we are not happy mentally, it kind of manifests physically. And when we are not happy physically, like we have some sort of aching body or something, it also manifests emotionally and mentally. Also, you'll find that most people who are successful, like billionaires and millionaires and all the great leaders, most of them have a very good discipline. Like they work out, they stay fit, right? You're going to notice it in most of those people. And it's the same thing. Every area of life is interconnected. So self-care is very important. Just go doing the action of working out, of staying fit, helps us in many ways, in earning money, in having a great social life, in being able to make better decisions, in being aligned, right? So all of these are interconnected. So if I ask you, which mentality is better, B's striving mentality or A's thriving mentality? I'm going to give you a moment, and I want you to think about it. Okay, now thriving does not mean laziness. Okay, thriving obviously has some amount of work in it, some amount of effort, but the difference is that thriving is aligned effort, right? And working hard is like going against the grain. There are many people who works and works and works, and yet they do not make enough income. Okay, they do not even make their ends meet. And then there are people who work like few hours a week or few hours a day, and they make millions through passive income, right? So yes, the two mentalities are very different from one another. So I want to draw your attention to the book Think and Grow Rich. Okay, so like I said, it's not hustle and grow rich, it's not do and grow rich, it's not be and grow rich, it's think and grow rich. So basically being able to get into the frequency of abundance instead of getting into the frequency of lack, of striving, of working too hard. That's basically what this is all about. And there are many people who actually read this book and who applied it and who really become successful in their lives. So it's not just about financial success. This goes, the striving and thriving mentality is applicable for many different areas of our life. And our goal is to thrive and not strive. So what do we need to do? We need to take care of ourselves. We need to be in alignment. Once we are in alignment, we'll find that there are more than enough. There are more than enough resources. There are more than enough opportunities. There are more than enough support from the universe, from our friends and family. And we will also be able to work effortlessly. Now, today's topic was all about dealing with stressful times. When we are in the thriving mentality, there is little or no stress at all. Okay, you might have some pressure when you are trying to push your comfort zones. You might have some pressure, but that's a different type of pressure. When in the striving kind of pressure, for example, someone who is having like 2 to 3 jobs a day and trying to provide for their family and still not being able to meet enough, that's that's a different type of pressure. And when you're thriving, you're like, okay, I want to be a leader, I want to be a renowned athlete, and I want to do those push-ups, I want to do that run, I want to build that pressure. That's a different kind of stress. And yes, both can be labeled as the word stress, but this stress is in alignment. This stress understands what self-care is. So the athlete, there is not a single athlete in this world who does not take rest, because, for example, muscles need 48 hours of recovery. So if you ask any professional coach, they'll tell you that rest is a very, very important part of fitness, right? And it's not just fitness, self-care is important to this category of people. Even if they take stress for their business, for their fitness, for anything, they understand that self-care is really important, right? So our goal is to achieve this abundant mindset, the thriving mindset, okay? And also this has a lot to do with chakras. So this basically represents all the chakras, right? From root chakra to crown chakra, the color schemes. Anyways, so what we're talking about is basically the green, the heart chakra, and the root chakra. But more or less, an overactivated or unbalanced root chakra makes us, puts us in that survival mode, that it makes us insecure. It makes us feel like there is not enough and we need to keep on working and hustling and all that. But when we have our chakras balanced, when we are operating from the heart center, we're going to be in that thriving energy more, right? When we have all our chakras balanced, when the crown chakra, the heart chakra, and all the chakras are balanced, also the root chakra, we're going to be in alignment. When we are in alignment, what happens is that we have inspiration, we have inspired ideas. When we have inspired ideas, it takes less effort to get our goals, whether it be financial or some otherwise, right? So basically our goal is to have an aligned state. And also I wanted to throw in this point of view that we are currently in the age of Aquarius, and that basically means that in the past people were more into the survival mode, right? We're going to see a lot of also in terms of, I find it in terms of how the chakras are, right? The root chakra is all about survival, and as we go up, it's more about detachment, unity. Heart chakra, right? So the previous time was all about survival and me versus them, narcissism, and like I need to be at the top while others could be like at the bottom. There was all that. But the age of Aquarius is like higher up in terms of consciousness, and it's all about helping one another, it's all about supporting one another, it's all about operating from the heart. And basically, as even in the past, if you were aligned, it would have been easier for you to get success compared to being in the hustle mode or being in the survival mode. But now that we are in the age of Aquarius, according to astrology, so it is going to be far easier for you to thrive when you're aligned, when you are operating with from an aligned state. It is going to be far easier for you to manifest your goals, for you to work and earn effortlessly, to get your success effortlessly. That the time gap is going to be shorter right now, okay? Basically because of the era we live in. And last, and very important, we need to be aligned, and the best way to do it is to meditate. So what happens with us every day is that we are always exposed to outside influences, TV, news, people, family. And what this does is that it always since according to the law of attraction, our thoughts create our realities. So our thoughts keep on drifting to thousands of directions based on the influences we get. So while we meditate, we kind of bring back the focus again on the center, on us, right? And that's why a person who wakes up in the morning and meditates like 10 to 15 minutes a day, that person is going to be more in an aligned state. She or he is going to be able to find the resources within her. She or he is going to be able to understand that there is more than enough, and that it's going to be so much easier to be in the thriving state when outside external factors do not have such a gravity on us, right? So always try to meditate first thing in the morning, at least for 10 to 15 minutes a day. Even if you're just focusing on your breath, it's going to be so important. It's going to be so helpful for you to in the long run. And of course, practice makes perfect. So the longer you do it, the better your results are going to be. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this short and sweet session. If you found it helpful, let me know in the comments below. And other than that, I'm going to see you guys on next Monday. Take care and have an awesome